Alright, welcome back to 4 Against Darkness. Last time I stopped here with my 4 adventurers. They had just defeated a mummy in this room. I have a single door here, so I'm going to go ahead and roll to see where that door leads. Red is high. I rolled a 4-2, 42. So I'm going to consult this little book here. 42. 42 is just a corridor. Now, it would normally go away, but I can reverse it. I'm allowed to sort of play with the map, and I'm going to make it go this way, the opposite. And now I need to roll to see what's in it. I rolled 2d6, add them together, consult the chart. I rolled an 8. An 8 for a corridor is empty. I can choose to search it. I'm not going to. I just want to get to the next stop. There was no door, or was there? No, there was no door. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my miniatures in here in marching order and see what happens next. Once again, I'll consult this chart. I rolled a 34. 34 is a room with a door entering and a door exiting, and it's circular. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it go in, around, and then exit to a door. All right. Now remember, it automatically assumes when you roll for the next place, it assumes that you're moving in. So now that I've moved into a room, I need to see what's in there. Add these together. 4, 4 is 8. 8 says roll a d6 on the minion table, and if I win, I roll a d6 on the treasure table. All right, so let's go back here to the minion table. Minion table. Okay, I just roll a d6 for this. I rolled a 3. I did this earlier. It's D6 hobgoblins. Oh boy. All right, so there's yay, there's just one hobgoblin. All right, I could probably fight that one off. For minions, every successful hit kills a minion. It's like they have 1 hit point. So I've got 4 chances here. I'm going to use my barbarian to go ahead and attack. The barbarian gets +1 for his level, and the hobgoblin is level 4. So I need to roll a 3 or higher to kill him. I rolled a 6. So the hobgoblin was easily defeated. I forgot to put doors in here. There's a door here and a door here. The doors are important because doors, monsters and minions and stuff won't go beyond a door, so you can always retreat. Now I get to roll on a treasure. Treasure table. Let's see, where is that one? Treasure table. Here it is. 1d6. I rolled a 1, which is d6 gold. Great. I rolled 6. All right, so I got 6 gold out of that. That's not too bad. So I'm going to add that to my sheet there. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to roll. I'm going to go through this door and see what's on the other side. So again, red is high. 52. 52. 52 is a room with 2 doors and 2 quarters. So I'm going to flip it. I'm going to make it go... actually, I'm just going to make a dead end. That quarter right there will be a dead end. So it goes in one and a dead end. And then it's a square type room. Well, that's weird. I can't really do that. So I'll have to shift it over a few. There's a door there. Okay, so we'll do it like that. Let me draw my doors in. There's a door up here and a door right there. And I'm just treating that quarter as a dead end because it would go off the map. All right, my guys are in here. Let's see what's in here. Go back to the flow chart. I rolled a 6. 6 on a room is roll d6 on the vermin table, and if you win, you roll a treasure. All right, so the vermin are usually a little easier to beat. I forgot to mark that I did defeat a minion, so that's 2 sets of minions I fought now. You get XP for minions, you get no XP for vermin. All right, so I just rolled a d6 here. I rolled a 3, which is 2d6 goblin swarmlings. Ooh, that's a lot. 2d6, all right. I rolled 9. Ugh. All right, so I don't know if I don't really have 9 miniatures to. You know what? Yeah, dude. I knew I had goblins. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna pause here. All right, I have 9 Goblins that have swarmed. The goblins are level 3. Their treasure, I roll a -1, so they have it's less likely to have treasure. Their morale is -1, so once I get a certain number of them killed, they're more likely to run. I'm gonna have to consult the rule on morale again. But for right now, I've got 9, and I've got versus my 4. I'm gonna choose to fight them. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and have my wizard go first, and I'm gonna have my wizard cast the sleep spell. And let me go consult with the sleep spell. The sleep spell says the spell works like an attack. It does not affect undead. Add your level to the roll. Sleep will defeat 1 boss or D6 plus L minions. So D6 plus my level. My wizard is level 2 now. If it hits, monsters put to sleep count as slain. All right, so they are level 3. I believe is what I said. Yep, level 3. And goblinoids, level 3. The good news is my wizard is level 2. So when I cast a spell, I add my level. So technically all I've got to do is roll a 1 or higher. But remember, a 1 is an automatic failure. So I do not want to roll a 1. I want to roll, I'm going to roll a d6, and I'm going to add my level. If I hit, I've got to roll it. So actually it works like an attack roll. It does not affect. Okay, so the adds his level to the roll. Sleep will defeat 1 boss or d6 minions if it hits. So this is to see if it hits. I need to roll a 2 or higher, and I rolled a 4. So now I roll a d6 and add 2 for my level to determine how many of those go to sleep. I want a 6 here. I rolled a 2. So 4 of these are slain. They're put to sleep. All right, so no worries there. So the wizard did good. And I need to check off that I've used my sleep spell on my character sheet. All right, now I'm going to pause here because I need to consult the morale, because technically 4 are considered slain, and I need to see how that works. When a group of minions loses more than half its number, the remaining minions must make a morale roll. So I'm not there yet. So I need to kill 1 more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my barbarian fight. Goblins are 3. He is a +1, so I need to roll a 2 or higher. I rolled a 5. So now they have been reduced to half their number. It says roll a d6 for the entire group. If you roll a 3 or less, the remaining monsters flee. If you roll a 4 or better, they continue to fight. Okay, so I need a 3 or lower for them to run. And I rolled a 2, so they run. So not only did I defeat the minions, or the vermin, excuse me, and I don't get any XP for them, so I'm not even going to track it. But I do get a treasure roll. So I'm going to go back here and see what I can find on the treasure chart. Again, I roll a d6, and I rolled a 5, which is piece of jewelry worth 3d6 times 10. So here's my 3, 6, 8, 11. So 110 plus 110 jewelry. I already had one for 100, so they're doing pretty good on the gold right now. And I haven't used any of my bandages, which heal 1 health. My cleric has not used any of her heal. She's got 3. So I've got plenty of room to keep moving here. So let me take these goblins and get them out of here. And we will keep going. Now, one of the things about this game, if you've been watching the first video and this one, is it's not the same level of complexity that a true dungeon crawl, like in a Dungeons and Dragons game or a Pathfinder game, has. Basically, it's a dungeon delve. It's go in, collect treasure, fight monsters, and get out. Hopefully, level up and buy some loot or find some treasure that you can wield in the next delve. At some point, if I feel like I'm getting too close to dying, I can always run. When I come back to the dungeon, the map stays the same. However, when I go into rooms, I'll have to double check the rules, but I believe more wandering monsters can appear. So, you don't want to flee unless you absolutely have to. The good thing about fleeing out of the dungeon is you can heal up, recover your spells, buy equipment, buy supplies, and then come back in, and the map the dungeon as you've explored will not change. So you could go another direction rather than go back the way you came. All right, so I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to come this way through this door, and I'm going to roll 1 4, which is a weird-looking eye-shaped corridor. That's a weird one. So, all right, so it comes out 1, and this one comes out 3. And it goes up like an I. It goes up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it does this again. Oop, no wall there. And it comes this way, and it comes this way. All right, let me draw in my doors. There's a door here and a door right here. Now I've just entered a corridor, so I need to see what's in here. Add these two together. There we go. 8. 8 for a corridor is empty, but you can search it. I'm not going to search. Searching is one of those interesting things. You might get lucky and find a secret door out of the dungeon, which is convenient because you wouldn't have to go all the way to the beginning to get out. You might find a hidden treasure, but you might also find a boss or a monster or whatever. And so right now I'm willing to use the corridors as sort of like a safety pause so I don't have to like worry about anything. I'm going to go through this door right here. I'm going to keep going this direction. So let's roll that. That is a 1-6, which is a room with a door. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the room looks like it's a 2 by 3. So 2 by 3, and there is a door on this far wall right there. All right, time to see what's in the room. It is a room. 2 plus 6 is 8. I should know this one by now. 8 is minions. So I got to go to the minions table again. Minions. Here we go. D6. I rolled a 4, which is D6 plus 1 orcs. Level 4. So let me go ahead and roll for how many that. I roll a D6 and add 1. I rolled a 2 plus 1, so there's 3 orcs. So I'm automatically outnumbering them, which is a good thing. And also I get a treasure roll if I defeat them. They are level 4 orcs. So I need to write that down. Level 4 orcs. All right, we'll have the barbarian attack 1. He's level 4. He gets plus 1, so I need a 3 or higher. I rolled a 1. He misses. Cleric steps in. They are not undead, so the cleric will actually need to roll a natural 4. And I rolled a 6, so one of them died. The thief will step in behind because I outnumbered them. He's going to do a backstab, and he gets a plus 1 for this. So I need a 3 or higher. I rolled a 5. There's 2 gone. Now they're outnumbered. I'm going to roll for the morale. 3 or lower, they run. And I rolled a 5. So he will stay and fight. The wizard might as well, I guess the wizard can take a stab at him. It's -1, so I got to roll a 5 or higher. Yeah, 5 or higher. I rolled a 3. So the wizard was not able to do anything. Now the orc will take a shot at my fighter. My fighter is +2 defense, so I need to roll a 2 or higher to not get hit. I rolled a 6, so he will turn around and swipe at him. I need to roll a 3 or higher. I rolled a 1. The cleric steps in, 4 or higher. I rolled a 4, and that defeats the orcs. They are a minion, so I get to cross out an X on my character sheet. Remember, 10 groups of minions, not 10 individual minions, but 10 groups. This is considered a group. After you defeat 10 groups of minions, that's an XP point, which will allow you to level up. So let's go see what the treasure is. Treasure, 1d6. I rolled a, please let that be a 6. It is. 6 is 1 random magic item from the magic treasures table, which is right below here. So let me roll a 1d6. I rolled a 1, which is a wand of sleep. Everyone can use that except for my barbarian. Barbarian cannot use magic items. Allows to cast sleep 3 times before it is depleted. Only wizards and elves may use it. Never mind, I was wrong. You have to read the description. Add the user's level to the spell roll. So I will definitely be giving that to my wizard, and it's got 3 charges. So that's awesome. All right, let's just keep going. I'm going to move in through, put this down here. I'm going to go through that door right there. See what's on the other side. 46. It is a room with a door on the opposite side. So, another room. And this looks like a 3x3 with a door right here. Okay, let's see what's in this room. Room contents. I roll 2d, add them together. 7. Roll on the minions table. All right, the minions are getting a lot of hits this week. Roll just a single d6. I rolled a 3, which is a d6 hobgoblins again. All right, d6 hobgoblins. I rolled a 6, of course. I'm going to use these little goblins as hobgoblins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move these in. And of course, I get a treasure roll if I defeat them. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and use that wand of sleep. Use it or lose it, right? If I die, I lose it. So, or I need a wizard to use it. My wizard's level 2. He will add his level to the attack roll. So I'm going to use 1 charge of the sleep. I roll for their attacks. The hobgoblins are level 4. Let me write that down. I always forget. Level 4 hobgoblins. All right, so the wizard needs to roll a 2 or higher to successfully cast the sleep. I rolled a 6, and then I rolled d6 plus his level to see how many fall asleep, and there's 6 of them, so a 4 or higher would be great. And I rolled a 6, so they all get wiped out just that quick. Let's roll on the treasure table. 1d6. I rolled a 6 again. I get another magic item, and I'm going to roll... I rolled a 3, which is Fool's Gold. These magical gold pieces will let the user automatically bribe the next monster that asks for a bribe. No matter what the monster asks, the gold will appear to satisfy his greed. This is a 1-use magic item. All right, so cool. So I've got Fool's Gold, and it's 1 use. In this game, if you enter a room and there's monsters, you can decide not to attack and roll to see what their reaction is. Some creatures will never accept a bribe. Some will fight to the death all the time. But usually most creatures have 3 or 4 options. So you roll a d6 and whatever it corresponds to, that's what it is. If you roll the option and it says they'll take a bribe, I can use that fool's gold instead of giving real gold to buy them off. I probably should do that at some point instead of keep fighting these creatures. But the other problem is if you don't choose to fight them, if you choose to see what their reaction is, it's very possible they're going to get the first attack, which, that's not cool. Don't really like that. All right, so they're in this room. I'm not ready to backtrack yet because remember, backtracking, anytime you backtrack into a corridor room, you roll a d6. On a 1, there is a wandering monster. So not a high chance, but I'd rather keep moving forward than go back this way. So I'm gonna go through this door right here. I rolled a 63. 63 is a long corridor with 2 doors on opposite sides right here. So let's see. I may have to dead end this one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then there's a door here and a door here. But before I do that, I need to see what is in this room or corridor. So let's see, corridor contents, right? Roll 2s, 10. 10 on a corridor is empty, so good. So they're in this corridor. Do I go? I'm gonna go this way. Try to come back on, make this. I'm sort of making a circle here. So let's see what I roll. We rolled a 46 again. Didn't I just roll that? I did. 46 is the exact same room I just had. So it comes down 2 and then goes to a 3x3 with a door on the end. Okay, door right here. And contents are 2 plus 6 is 8. Roll on the minions table. I know it seems like minions are coming up a lot, but minions are one of the major options. You'll find traps, vermin, minions, or weird monsters, or the boss, or even a dragon's lair if you roll double 6s, which I don't want to go there. All right, so I'm going to roll on the minions table again. And the minions are right here. Roll a d6. I rolled a 3, which is hobgoblins. This is the hobgoblins' home. I'm going to roll a d6 to see how many. There are 4 of them. 4 hobgoblins, level 4. Level 4 hobgoblins. All right. So let's do this. I'm gonna, might as well fight them, because if I can defeat 2, the other 2 might run away. So I'm gonna step up with my barbarian. He's +1, so I need to roll a 3 or higher. I rolled a 2. He fails. Cleric steps up. I need to roll a 4 or higher. I rolled a 5, so there's 1 gone. They outnumber now it's 4-3, so the thief can sneak in behind. I get +1, so I need to roll a 3 or higher. I rolled a 6, so there's 2 gone. So now if I roll a 3 or lower, these are going to flee. And I rolled a 6, so they're going to stay. The wizard will step forward. He needs to roll a 4 or higher. I rolled a 2. He did not do it. So I'm going to let my barbarian and cleric, as usual, take the hits. 1 goblin will attack. My barbarian, he's +2, so I need to roll a 2 or higher. I rolled a 4. No luck there. The cleric is also +2. Got light armor and a shield. So a 2 or higher will defend. I rolled a 3, so they both defend. They turn right around and attack again. So 3 or higher for the barbarian. That one's gone. And I'm going to let my thief get the bonus this time. The cleric doesn't really get a bonus, so let me see what the thief can knock him out. Thief is +1 for outnumbering, so he needs a 3 or higher. I rolled a 2. No luck. Cleric, 4 or higher. I rolled a 6. So they all are defeated. And now I roll on the treasure table. A d6. I rolled a 6. Another magic item. Man, I'm rolling. That's my lucky die right there. All right, so I roll a d6 on the on the magic item table. I rolled another 6. This is a fireball staff. Allows to cast fireball twice. Then it's depleted. Only wizards can use it. Add user level. Man. All right, so the wizard used 1 of the sleep. Now I've got a fireball staff. And it has 2 charges. So when it's gone, it's gone. But only the wizard can use it. That was a very good time there. All right, I'm going to take a break real quick. All right, time to pick back up again. One thing I want to let you know, the boss. So how do you end this dungeon delve? Well, as you move through the dungeon and explore it, you roll on the encounters. I've already encountered 1 boss. It was a mummy. So when you every time you meet a boss monster, okay, as one of the possible encounters in a room, you roll a d6 and you add the number of bosses you've already met. And if you roll a 6 or higher, whatever boss you've just encountered, that's the final boss. So when you defeat the final boss, the dungeon crawl is over. You just have to get out. Now, what happens if you don't roll a lot of bosses and you never get a chance to encounter the final boss? The rules state that when you run out of doors to open, the next room, or the last door, I guess, will go to a room where the boss monster, the final boss monster is. So just wanted to clear that up. It says you can also play on a time limit. So I'm going a little slower because obviously I'm narrating what I'm doing, but what you can do is you can always set a time limit, a counter. And it recommends 45 minutes, and it says when the timer runs out, the next room you enter is going to be the final boss. So you could play it that way if you're wanting, an adventure that you just has a definitive end. Like how long it's going to end. I don't know when this one's going to end. It will end when I run out of doors to explore or rooms to go into. But anyway, that's how that plays out. So let's get back to the flow chart here. I have just a single door to move through. So I will see where that goes. I rolled a 34, which is another round room. It goes down, round, and door. Okay. And contents are 4. A 4 on a room is roll for a special event. Ooh, I've never had this before. Special event. All right, I roll a d6. Ooh, I don't like these. Ghosts, Lady in White, Trap. Oh, there's some good ones on here too. All right, let's roll it and see what happens. I rolled looks like a 1. Rolled a 1. A ghost passes through the party. All characters must save versus level 4 fear or lose 1 life. A cleric may add his level to this roll. Jeez. All right, so I encountered a ghost. Now, I don't think this counts as a boss or a minion, so I'm not going to. and it's level 4. So I need, all right, so let's do the cleric first. The cleric says it can add their level. So I need to roll a, is it a defense roll? It's just a save. I believe saving throws are different. You have to roll higher than the number. The rules instruct you to save versus attack. Roll a d6 adding modifiers. If you roll the target number or better, nothing happens. Okay, so it is still the target number. If you roll lower, you suffer the consequences. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the ghost and see level 4. So the cleric needs to roll a 3 or higher. I rolled a 5, so safe. Let's do the wizard. Wizard is 4 or higher. Rolled a 5, safe. Let's do the barbarian. 4 or higher. 4. So far, so good. And the thief rolled a 3, so the thief will take 1 hit. All right. So they encountered the ghost. And I get no treasure for that or anything like that. All right, so I'm in this room. Sorry, I wrote it for there. But I only have one option, which is a door straight in. So let's roll it and see what happens. I'll go get that one later. It rolled a 3, just so you know. 34. Another round room. Man. All right, so in. This is a very strange dungeon. I'm going to have to make some decisions here pretty soon because I'm sort of coming back on my entrance here. All right, what is in here? I rolled a 7, which I've rolled this before. I should know it by now. It is a minion and a treasure. So minions, d6. I rolled a 4, which is orcs. And then I rolled d6 plus 1 orcs. All right, d6 plus 1 orcs. Of course, there's 6 orcs. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the orcs are, I think they're high level, aren't they? They're 5? Oh, they're 4. Level 4 orcs. All right. All right, so do I want to negotiate or fight? Here's the thing. They have a reaction. On a 1 to 2, I can bribe them. 3 to 5 is fight. 6 is fight to death. But you know what? I don't want to take a chance. I'm going to fight them. I'm going to let my wizard go first. He has that fireballs. Well, do I want to use that? I also have lightning. I'm going to use 1 fireball. Let me see what, I cannot remember what fireball works. Fireball. The spell works like an attack. Wizard adds level to the roll. Does not affect dragons. Okay. Used against minions, it slays a number of creatures equal to the wizard's die roll minus the level of the minions. Ooh. So first off, a level 1 casts a fireball at a group of goblins. The wizard rolls a 5. Plus 1 is 6. 6 minus the level. Okay, so their level is 4. So the best I can hope for rolling a 6 is to kill 2 with a successful fireball. And to do that, I have to roll higher than a 2 because his level. I add it when I do it. I'm going to do it. So I need to roll a 2 or higher. I rolled a 6. All right, now I roll to see how many of these it kills. I roll this number and subtract 4. I rolled a 2. I think it says you will always, a minimum of 1 is always slain. Great. All right, so I wasted a fireball. Mark that off. And I killed 1. All right, so there's 5 left. And the wizard went. So I'll have the barbarian step in, and he needs to roll a 3 or higher. He rolled a 6. There's another one gone. Cleric steps in, needs to roll a 4 or higher. I rolled a 2, no luck. The goblin, the thief, does not get a sneak attack because it's 4 against 4. So he'll just get his standard, he'll just have to roll a 4 or higher. I rolled a 6, so there's another one. Now, they're down to half, so on a 3 or lower, they're going to run. I rolled a 4. They did not run. All right, so I'm going to choose them to attack everyone but my wizard. So barbarian gets +2, so he needs to roll a 2 or higher. I rolled a 4. He's safe. The cleric, I need to roll a 4 or higher, I believe. Defense is +2, so 2 also, 2 or higher. I rolled a 1, so the cleric took a hit. All right, and then the thief needs to roll a... Thief is defense is standard, so it's 4 or higher. He rolled a 6, so he takes no damage. All right. Barbarian steps in. 3 or higher. I rolled a 3. That's another one gone. Cleric steps in. I need to roll a 4 or higher. I rolled a 6. The thief is out. They're outnumbered, so the thief needs to roll a 3 or higher, and I rolled a 6. So boom, they are all gone. Those were minions. I am now at 5 groups of minions defeated, so I'm halfway there to an XP point. They're in here. They get a treasure roll. And let's see, treasure. I should know the treasure by now, but I rolled a 6, another magic item. 1d6. Okay. I rolled a 6, so I get another fireball staff. All right, so I'm just going to add 2 more checkboxes to that original one. And let's see. I obviously have to go through this door, but I'm going to try and loop it back to this hallway. So let's see what happens. I rolled a 43, which I can do. I can put that door over there. So we'll draw a 3x3 room and put a door that connects right here. All right. So let's see what's in here. Ooh, that's not good. 10. That's probably not good. 10. Roll on the weird monster table. If you win, roll a d6 for leveling up plus d6 treasure table. Roll a d6 for leveling up. Oh, so I get an automatic chance to level up something. That's cool. Weird monster. Roll a d6. Weird monster. Oh, these don't look good at all. Ew. All right, roll a d6. I rolled a 5, which is a giant spider. Oh, man. Let me write this down. Giant spider. And it is a level 5. Now, here's the bad stuff. It gets 2 attacks, and it has 2 treasure rolls. So, does that mean I get 3 treasure rolls? Because it says if you defeat the weird, you get a treasure roll. But I'm not going to treat it that way. I'll just do 2 treasure rolls. Characters taking a wound must save versus a level 3 poison or lose an additional life. Due to the spider's webbing, the party may not withdraw from this fight unless they cast a fireball spell to burn the webs. Due to the spider's webbing, the party may not withdraw. Oh, so I can't withdraw unless I cast a fireball. Reactions, always fights. All right, so I have a big old spider to fight. I'm just going to put one of these miniatures in to represent it. Wow. Okay, this does not count as a boss monster or a minion, or so it doesn't look like I get... I do get the XP roll, because a weird monster said you get an XP roll. All right, so how am I going to play this? He gets 2 attacks, which, wow, level 5. So even the best I can do with a barbarian is I got to roll a 4 or higher. He has 3 life, so each successful hit takes off a life. It's not like minions where 1 hit equals 1 life. All right, so let's try this. Before I do any kind of spells, I'm gonna swarm him. So the thief does not get the bonus because it's for minions only on the backstab. So the barbarian will step in. I need to roll a 4. Yep, +1, 4 or higher. I rolled a 1. He missed. Cleric will step in. Cleric needs to roll a 5 or higher. Excuse me. I rolled a 4. Missed. Thief steps in. 5 or higher. Missed. This is not looking good. I'm going to use the fireball. Let me look at lightning to see what lightning does. So before I do this, lightning. The bolt works like an attack, adds to the level of the roll. Against a group of minions, kill. Against a boss, it inflicts life points, 2 life points if it hits. So it doesn't really say whether it will... Against a boss, it does 2. Against a group of minions, it will kill just 1 if it hits. So the question is, it doesn't say what it does to a weird monster, how to treat a boss. Against a boss, it inflicts 2 life points. All right, that's lightning. So fireball. Again, fireball will slay a number of creatures equal to the wizard's die roll minus the level of minion. Oh, so the wizard has... Fireball does not affect dragons. Used against minions, a minimum of 1. So how do you... Works like an attack roll. Add your level to the roll. Fireball does not affect dragons. So really, the fireball can only do 1 hit, if I do hit, that's just 1 life point gone. Man, that stinks. All right, is there anything else I can do? Sleep won't work. All right, I'll cast the fireball. So first off, level 5, I get +2 for his level, so I need to roll a 3 or higher to successfully cast the fireball. I rolled a 5. All right, I did. So now the spider, which has 3 health points, lost 1, and it will take 2 attacks. It's going to attack my barbarian and my cleric. So the barbarian, he's 5. Barbarian is +2 defense, so I need to roll a 3 or higher to not get hit. I rolled a 3. All right. Cleric is +2, so also 3 or higher, and did it. All right, so they both saved. Barbarian steps in to swing at the spider. I need a 4 or higher. I rolled a 5. There's 1 point down. Cleric steps in. I need a 5 or higher. I rolled a 4, missed. Thief steps in. I need a 5 or higher. Rolled a 2. All right, I meant to, sorry, I had to X out a fireball. I'm going to use another fireball. I need to roll a 3 or higher to cast it. I rolled a 5, and that's enough to kill it. All right, so now I get 1 XP, 1 XP roll, and I get 2 treasure rolls. Was it 2 magic treasures or just 2 treasures? 2 treasure rolls. But this says on a weird monster, on a weird +D6 treasure table. All right, so I'll get 2 of those. And all right, so let's do the treasure rolls first. First treasure I roll is a 3, which is a scroll with a random spell. All right. The scrolls are right here, 1 to 6. They're on page 50. I rolled a 5, which is escape. So I got a scroll of escape. I don't really like that spell. What it does is it just teleports the wizard anywhere in the dungeon back to the entrance. It's sort of a last-ditch effort to save your wizard. I could see where that could be. I'm going to say that because that could come in handy. If the wizard's back here, you can easily exit and the wizard's safe. But then it knocks your party down to only 3 members. All right, so let me go do the other treasure table, which is a 5, which is 1 random jewelry piece worth 3d6 times 10. 6, 9, 12. So another 120 gold. I'm going to have some good gold to buy some stuff. And then the level. Okay, the way the leveling works is you roll a d6 for the character, and you have to roll above their level. So if I'm a level 2, I need to roll a 3, 4, 5, or 6. If I'm a level 1, I need to roll a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can't level up. My wizard's already level 2. Everybody else is level 1. So I need to make sure these guys get leveled up. So I'm going to level up my cleric because the cleric adds a half point to their attack roll against minions if they're undead. So, and you round down. So the only way I'm going to get that now is to increase his level, which means half of that would be 1. He'd get a +1. So he's level 1. So I just need to roll a 2 or higher, and I rolled a 1. So he did not level up. Well, oh well, he did not level up. All right, the bosses and the weirds are listed here as together, so it makes me think that they treat weirds as bosses. I'm going to double check that. I bet you that's the case. And if that's the case, then I've already rolled the XP roll for that and failed it. But I think it counts towards the final boss. All right, I'm going to stop here for today. As you can see, I have done a round trip in this dungeon. I've still got the central area to explore and up here. I think at this point, what I'm going to do before I shut down the video is I'm going to use my cleric is down from 5 health to 3, and my wizard's from 4 to 3, and the thief is still full health. I'll update the character sheet, and I'll update the map, and I'll scan this document in so you can follow along, and I'll double check on that weird question I have about the weird monster. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to pause right here and ponder what to do next. I don't think I'm going to leave the dungeon. I think I'm going to go in here and check and see what's going on. And I'll be back in a week or so to take up where I ended here. Hope you're enjoying this. Again, the game is 4 Against Darkness. I'll put links in the video description so you can go check it out and maybe buy a copy. It's very cheap. And run it if you're interested. All right, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Everybody, have a good week.